today's Devar Torah. This week's Parsha opens up talking about vows, making vows, etc., how important they are. Because in the Torah's point of view, your word is your bond. What you promise to do, you should fulfill it. And a vow is much more important than just a promise. There you're invoking God's name, which then doubly makes it doubly important. So that's why it stresses that. Like I said, in the Torah's view, a man's word is his bond, as we used to say, or a person's word is their bond. And this is an important issue. It's interesting to note that at the signing of the Declaration of Independence, if you ever read the Declaration of Independence, it says that we give, among other things, we commit our wealth, etc., and our sacred word. Bill Bennett once did a study on what happened to the signers during the Revolution. And a lot of them suffered. They suffered horribly because the British wanted them to rescind their word from the Declaration. And they adamantly refused because they said, I gave my word. And when we say suffer, one of the signers, his son was a captive. The British had captured him, and he was in British captivity. And trust me, being a prisoner of war during the Revolution by the British was not an easy thing. Because remember, these men were considered traitors by the British. And he was told, we'll let your son go if you rescind your word on the Declaration. And he said, I cannot do that. He said, I gave my word. There's nothing else I can do. But that shows you how important a man's word is. There are many businesses that are based on this idea. Friedrich Hayek, the economist, who himself was an agnostic, but he made an important observation. For a free economy to work, the society around it has to be religious, because it has to be a society of people who base their opinions, that they understand the importance of giving their word. Because if you don't have that, then you can't trust the other guy in doing business. And in business, you have to have trust between buyer and seller, between two partners. Without the trust, the business world would just collapse. Something to think about.